Welcome to the Good Work Club. I'm your host, Callie, and this is a space where we talk to women who genuinely love what they do. Not just the highlight reel, but the real story. So if you're building something, want to build something, or just trying to figure it out as you go, you're in the right place. Now let's get into today's episode. Today, I'm joined by Kim Ast, owner of Kreative Insight Marketing, a marketing agency based here in Las Vegas. She's known for getting businesses results, her no-nonsense approach, and has over 25 years of experience in creative direction, branding, and digital marketing. In this episode, we're talking about her journey, what it took to climb the corporate ladder, and what it really looks like to take that brave step of leaving it all and stepping into the crazy ride that is entrepreneurship. I'm so excited for you to hear this one. Let's get into it. Hi, Kim.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. I'm so happy you said yes to this.
Yes.
I can't wait to pick your brain. I think it's so funny because so many people say, like, what am I going to say? What am I going to talk about? Like, every woman I know has so much wisdom. You guys are all crazy.
Now, when she gets started, you can't shut us up.
No, not at all. We just start yapping.
Yes.
But I have a little icebreaker to get the party started. So when you were a little girl, what did you want to be when you grew up?
So funny enough, I wanted to be a psychologist. I loved helping friends and listening and just trying to be like the problem solver. Then I realized how much schooling I would have to do after high school, and that would kill that idea. So now I just give free therapy to my friends. I'm their sounding board for free. But yeah, that's what I want to be with psychologist, nothing near marketing.
Okay. So yeah, completely different field.
Yep.
So you graduate high school, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what happened after that? I kind of want to go through your journey of career and just life, but we're going to start there.
So when I was in high school, I had a trade school come to my high school to present to come there. And at the time, there was only one other trade school in town, and it had nothing that I wanted to do. And this one had hotel management. And I thought, that'll be awesome. Like, maybe I could run a hotel someday. You know, I'm never going to leave Vegas. So I signed up for that trade school. I did that my junior and my senior year. My senior year, the casino Boomtown was opening. That's now Silverton. So they came to our school to like use us as a practice test for the HR department. And I found like 5 typos on the application, and my teacher had me tell the HR person and everything. And I got an interview at 17 for reservations department, back when you didn't have like online and you had to physically call for every single reservation. And I got that job. So I started a week before I graduated high school. And was like totally in my element. This is what I had decided to do. I switched to hotel management and just nailed it right out the bat.
Wow.
So that's where I started, was in hotel management.
Okay. So did you go to college at all for this?
No.
Wow.
No. So at the time, I was making double minimum wage when I got hired. So I'm like, I'm double minimum wage. I'm in the field I want to be in. I don't think I need to go to college. I was wanting to go to San Diego because they had a hotel management field at that time, but no, so I just skipped it.
I love that. No, I love educated people and going and getting your education. I mean, you are educated, but I also love the story of doors just opened and someone had a good skill set or somebody knew someone, and then you just did your job well.
Yeah, and the on-the-ground experience, I think just the hands-on is far more valuable. You know, you get a lot of these kids that come out of school, and even with my designers, they would come out and they wouldn't know some of the basics. And it's like, okay, so, you know, it's like they just, you don't always, you know, so the hands-on is huge.
It's the best.
And, yep.
I agree completely. I think sometimes when you're just thrown into the world of whatever it is, whether it's marketing, managing, whatever, you learn more than
baptism by fire.
Yeah. No, 100%. I agree with you 100%. Okay, so you enter this world. What happened from there? I mean, you already kill it right off the gate. So from there, did you just start climbing that corporate ladder?
So there when it was Boomtown that turned to Silverton, I did the hotel department for about 3.5 years, worked my way up to a supervisor position over front desk, PBX and reservations. And I had a boss that was going to then go to marketing. And so he asked me if I wanted to join him. And I was like, hell no. I'm where I want to be. I am doing this. And he goes, we kept talking about it. So finally I said, okay, I'll give it a try. If I don't like it, I'd like to be able to get my position back here because I worked, almost 4 years to get this. And he said, okay, agreed. So I went to marketing and never turned back.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So that was a lot of fun because, it was very stressful and everything, but I learned so much. And that, in most marketing departments in these casinos, we wear so many hats. So I was like thrown into it and learned everything. And we were also in charge of entertainment. So I got the entertainment right off the bat under my belt. So, and then, so from there, then I went to station casinos for a couple of years. And then I went to the last job that I had. And then that, because it was more I was in the corporate position versus on property position.
Okay. So the on property, you were more kind of hands-on. Corporate, you were in an office doing more desk, behind the scenes type of marketing.
Exactly. Yes. I didn't have to talk to customers anymore.
Okay. And did you prefer that?
Yes, I loved it. Yes.
I know.
Yes. Nothing worse when somebody's losing their money and then they spot you.
As an ex-cocktail server, I get it. Yeah. I 100% get it, getting in the crossfire.
Right.
So I totally get that. And yeah, it can be nice to, when you're in that world and then kind of, I'm going to hang back here now.
Yes.
And so I, did a little bit of research on you. You've been in this industry for what, 25-ish years?
Yeah. A little bit over that, but yeah.
That's impressive.
27.
27 years.
In marketing.
Okay.
No, I can't do the math.
Close, a long time. Over 25.
Yeah, over 25
Okay,
years.
at least 25 minimum.
Yes.
Yes, I love that. So you said marketing was fun. So what do you love about marketing? Because for me, it's stressful, but you have to have some sort of passion. Like, what is the part that fulfills you about marketing? Because either you're really good at it, which you are, or you love it, or a combination of both. So kind of walk me through all of that.
Well, when I first started, because it was so new to me, the fact that I could come up with promotions and I could come up with the names and,
the creative part.
Right. And I was like, and decide the colors and things like that. So that was very intriguing to me, that I knew that like I enticed these people to come to this casino and play and do this stuff. But then once, as I got older and we went through more stuff, it was more like having an idea, executing it from A to Z. And because I worked at the property level, I then now had both sides of how the customer would see it, the player, and then on the back end. And so those really melded well together for me to know like, they're not going to understand this. I need to do it this way. Or they're not, or operationally, this isn't going to work for player development or the players club and stuff. So it was more like just knowing that I executed A to Z normally on a very urgent timeline and would meet all those deadlines. And so a lot of it was just like, you asked me to do this and I made it happen. And,
So you thrive in that fast-paced environment.
Chaotic is better for me.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my,
yes.
I am the complete opposite.
If it's slow, I tend to just be like,
really?
But I am much better with boom, boom,
go,
boom,
go,
boom.
go.
Yes.
Get this done right now.
It's not the same stress it can be for some people. For me, it's good. It's a motivator.
No, for sure. And I definitely see people. It's one of my best friends. She's always like, I can tell what kind of job you would like versus what you wouldn't like because I know you and I know how you thrive. And yeah, I am the opposite. But I admire people like you because I'm very impressed. Because from the outside, it seems very stressful. But it's where you shine.
Yes. I mean, there's different levels of it that cannot be, but
Right.
for sure in this environment that I'm in, yeah. And because it's and every day something new pops up, there's a new thing to learn or the rules change, it's like math is still the same, well, granted there's Common Core or whatever now, they learn addition differently, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's ever changing. So it's like you have to learn or you're just going to get left behind.
Yeah, no, 100%. And so going back to, it was your manager, your boss, that kind of pulled you to the marketing
Yes.
side. Was male or female?
It was a male.
A male. So did he just kind of believe in you and see something in you to want to take you over there?
I have no idea.
No idea. No, he wasn't encouraging or anything.
I
He
think
just said,
maybe he was
come
just
with me.
maybe he was just comfortable with me
Okay.
because he was my boss over the hotel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Because I feel like not
I mean, if we
everybody would.
discussed it, it was so long ago.
Yeah.
He just said, "I want you to come with me," and
I like what you did too. You said, I'll try it, but if not, put me back. Because there's so many times where I say, I don't even want to try that. So I admire you again.
I had to have a backup plan.
Yeah, 100%. Like being stuck in something you didn't want to do in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
But then you
and there
fell
was
in
a lot of
love.
eyes on there because they had kind of cleaned out the marketing department. We were starting fresh and taking over. So it was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And we just took over the people that you let go. So it's
I
like,
love that. Wait, I'm kind of reassured right now because I've been thrown into different marketing and I don't know what I'm doing half the time.
You
but
figure it
you
out.
learn and you ask and you grow.
You're going to
and
make mistakes, and
Yeah.
that's what happens. And
Yeah.
so it's going to happen, and nothing you're going to do is probably going to end the world. So.
Right. It's funny because even with Danielle, who will be on the pod next week, I was surprised to find out too that she didn't have a degree in marketing.
Yeah.
And so I am inspired by women who just kind of get thrown in the fire and figure it out, and just your skill set and your work ethic take you to the level you're at
just
now.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Like if I didn't know, I'd be like, okay, explain this to me. So why
Right.
do we do this way? You know, why? And even now I'll ask, well, you know, explain this to me, you know, just,
Yes. Right.
I just want to learn. I want to know. And I don't think there's anything wrong with admitting that you don't know something.
Right, 100%, especially when you know it's a brand new field. So
Yeah.
I like that. I like that advice because when I was younger, I had such a fear of asking questions, of looking dumb. But now I'm adult. I'm like, I would rather bother you and get it right than do something wrong. And God forbid I make a client look bad or someone's brand look bad. That's my nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, we would have meetings with C-suite people, and if I didn't know the answer, I said, you know what, I'm not sure, let me get back to you. Where other people are like, you can't do that. And I was like, well, why would I make up something that might be incorrect information?
And then have to fix the mess later.
Yeah, I'd much rather them respect me for admitting, like, I'm not, you know, let me get back to you. And they knew, and they appreciated that because then they knew I was going to come back with the correct answer.
Right. No, I like that. That's fair. So what was your journey of climbing that corporate ladder? Like, did it take many years? Did it happen quickly? What was that like for you?
At the one that I was more considered the corporate, I first started off as a manager. Within a few years, I became a director. And then I was a director for the majority of the time until the 4 years prior to leaving. So the last 4 years, I was a vice president.
Wow.
Over all the casinos and the taverns. So yeah, so the director position was probably like 10, 11 years, something like that.
Oh, wow.
But even though it was corporate, it was a very small company, so to speak.
Okay.
So it wasn't, you know, and lots of longevity with all of the management there. So it wasn't like some places where people last 2-3 years and then you get moved up and then they move on. It wasn't like that.
It was like that. Okay.
Yeah. So that also took a little bit longer. I think if we'd been bigger and grew faster, I probably would have gotten it sooner. But yeah, it took time because we kept acquiring casinos and building more taverns. And, you know, when I started, I think we only had like 32 taverns. And when I left, we had 73.
Oh, dang.
So I opened 40-something casinos. And then on the hotel side, they had 3 casinos in Colorado. And then we sold those, and we ended up with 9 when I left.
Oh.
Yeah. So lots of growth.
Lots of growth. That's awesome. I'm sure that was great to be a part of too. And also, did you feel pressure, or was it that kind of chaotic side that came up, you know?
You know, when we acquired the first casino when I was there, it was only a year after I got there, and I was like, oh. But you know what? We just learned, and a lot of us had done it together for the first time, so we just figured it out. Now I've done it like 4 times, so I'm like, I know exactly what to ask for, where to look for the, you know, hidden buried bodies, things like that.
Is that a real thing?
No.
I was like, are there really
like,
buried bodies?
There would be stuff like a year later that we're like, you need what? Oh, let me, what? You know, so you figured out how to, those certain things you needed to ask about and make sure you got access to things like that, you know, like we don't have access to our own website now because, you know, those kind of things. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, and then so when you made a transition somewhat recently, right? How long has it been now?
It has been almost 2 years.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that in terms of what led you to it and yeah, what was just that kind of moment of wanting to change this situation?
I had been there 19 years. I loved my job. I loved the people that I worked with. I really did. But it just became to a point where if I wanted to grow or do anything or learn anything else new, I just needed to take that risk and expand my wings, you know, fly away. So I was approached by another company, and I went there for a short time, and that didn't necessarily work out. So then I was sitting around literally the next day after I had left, and I had someone call me that was needed some branding and wanted to ask if I'd partner with them and help one of their new clients. So I thought, sure, So I did that for like a month or so, and then somebody else called, and then somebody else called, and it was like word of mouth kind of just got out that I wasn't necessarily looking for a job, but I had time. And then after like the fourth or fifth one, I was like, oh, maybe I should try this. And so there you go.
That's awesome. So it just kind of happened. Doors opened, and you went from there.
I was like, it's worth it. I have nothing to hold me back now, so try it. If it doesn't work out, go back to that life. If it works out, it's fantastic.
That's awesome.
So far, knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
It's been working out.
Yeah.
So what would you say, and when we talked about this a little bit on the other pod we were on, but what would you say are the best and worst parts of having that stable job? And of course, some stuff is obvious, but I still want you to walk through it, because I think people need to hear that, because people feel less alone when they think, oh, I'm not the only one dealing with this. I get that it's scary to quit stability, and the pros and cons of running your own business and being an entrepreneur.
The best parts for me have been the work-life balance. I never had that before. I always put my career first. Even when I had my baby, he was in the NICU for 2 weeks. I was outside of the NICU in the parking lot walking people through things of how to do my job.
Oh my goodness.
Granted, he was 5 weeks early, so we weren't completely prepared for him to be here yet work-wise, right? But I had always put my job first. I mean, I had my family, but my job was first. My career was first. And now I can put my kid first. I never took him to school. I never picked him up from school. I never took him to doctor's appointments. My husband had some weekdays off, so he played that role. He got to do camp this summer because I could actually take him. So things like that. That has been the best. I can make a doctor's appointment, not feel guilty that I have to go to the doctor's, things like that. So it's been really great. The cons, the stability of knowing that the work is always going to be there, that, we were ever growing. There wasn't going to be a lack of needing me as a resource. And then, of course, the pay and then, the bonuses and stuff that I lost along the way with that and stock. It was a public company at the time. So, there was that part. But you and I talked about the mental health and the happiness, especially at my age. I got to where I wanted to go. I proved that I could get to that vice president title, and I don't have anything to prove anymore. Now it's just, I'm on that downward part of, getting towards to retirement and trying to enjoy life. So
I love that. And so how was your husband throughout all of this, all these transitions?
Always a rock star.
That's awesome.
He has always been super supportive. I mean, it helped I was the sugar mama.
Yeah.
Right?
That helps.
But no, he was always so supportive. And, as long as I was happy and not upset, that's all he cared about, was that I was treated fairly and that, I was paid accordingly. And other than that, he, the first 7 years we didn't have a baby. So,
different world.
We did. Yeah. So that was different. And then once we had it, we just had it worked out. Yeah. And it worked,
That's amazing. I always tell my mom friends, being an entrepreneur is the best thing when you're a mom, because you have that flexibility. And especially if you have a husband that has a stable job.
Yes.
It's, you can go out and make some money, do your thing, but you're not missing out on those little moments, which,
I missed his first steps.
Yeah.
Which he could have had when I ran to the store.
Right,
You know what
exactly.
I mean? Like, he
It
could have
been
had
anything.
those. But yeah, exactly. So,
But
he walked for the nanny, not for, for us, things like that. But it's okay. They got it on film.
You're like, it's okay. I was there in spirit.
Yeah,
It's all
exactly.
good. It's all working out.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you, where do you think this ambition and drive comes from? That seems like has been with you since you were a teenager.
I would say probably my dad. He owned his own business.
Okay. Oh, so you got to see entrepreneurship growing up.
Totally different
Okay.
kind of entrepreneurship. I mean, he had a family business that he took over from my grandfather, but my dad worked all those hours. He wasn't home a lot, so, way more than I was gone.
Got it.
Because at least I could do my stuff from home if I needed to come home. He couldn't do that. He owned his own dental laboratory, so he had to be with the machines, and he made dentures, crowns, bridges, stuff like that for 47 years or something. Crazy. So I think a lot of my work ethic I get from him, for sure.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I feel like parents do. Do you see anything in your son already that you think that, whether it's his work ethic or his drive or his passions, that you kind of see either your husband or you in him?
It's me.
You're like,
He has
me.
the creative side. He's already taken 3 years of graphic design and
gosh.
media arts in his magnet school. And then in his high school, he starts next year sports and entertainment marketing.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, it blows my mind how much, I mean, it seems obvious, but how much parents really do affect their children and the paths that they choose and their character and who they become. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it was 3 or 4. We had brought him back a egg thing from a game with Einstein Bagels logo on it. It was like the giveaway at the time. And like a year later, he's like, look, Mom, it's the logo from the egg you got me.
Oh my gosh.
So he was already paying attention to that kind of stuff.
That's crazy.
So.
I love that, though. I love, too, when you notice your child's gifts and you store them and you help them flourish them.
Yes, and he constantly will send me ideas and
Oh my
send
gosh.
me, yes, look at this font treatment, things like that. So, yeah,
That's so cute.
it's cool.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your business now, what you're doing, where you want to take it, where are you at with Kreative Insight Marketing?
With a K.
With a K. Make sure that people know.
I know, nobody other puts it together unless they visually see it, right? Right now I'm in a world of where it's a great life balance. I want to still keep that. I would love to support women businesses more. I think that a lot of us love that bonding and taking care of each other and supporting each other. And I'd love to get in kind of like the wellness, mental health, that just very charitable things like that. I mean, I love all my clients and I'm going to still always have those, but I think my desire is to just help small businesses and help people succeed. The little guys. I want to help the little guys.
So
go ahead.
Sorry, is that where your fulfillment is coming from now versus with the corporate big was having these come to fruition, which you still do now with the small businesses,
Yes.
but is it helping them get their wins that brings you so much joy?
Yes. Yeah. And then you're very so much appreciated for the help, right? Before it was like, I pay you, do this job. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, more of a number
Yeah.
sort of situation.
Yep.
That makes sense. So do you have, what are your goals for this next year?
My goals for this next year is probably to get 2 or 3 bigger retainer clients. And then, I think I'm good.
Perfect.
Yeah. I don't have, like I said, I just want to be,
You've done what you need to
Yes,
do.
I
This
wanna
is, now
be-
you're having fun.
yes, I want to be able to have travel time with my family, enjoy myself, spend time with my husband and be able to, I still work 7 days a week, but
Right.
it's different.
on
I'm
your own
fighting for
terms.
myself and for other people to succeed, right? And have them. So I think just in the next year, it's just see where I can take this and see what I'll do. And, as long as we keep steady, this is what we're going to do. I mean, I can't even imagine going back and sitting at a desk for 12 hours a day with
Yeah.
no breaks
Yeah.
right now. I did it for so long. I would eat through video calls with the video off because I just had so many meetings a day. I didn't even have time to eat.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't, that life was never for me. I don't know how people do that for 30, 40, 50 years.
Yeah, just like my husband, he
do
could
it.
never do that. No.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. But you powered through. You did it for a very long time.
Yes. And I'm very proud of myself and I'm proud of the department that I built there and the team that I left. I still talk to so many people from there, have lunch with people all the time. I have all those connections that are just not going to go away.
Right.
Because you do become a lot of us were there for a long time.
Little
And
fam.
I still talk to somebody that I met in 2005 at stations. Like
dang.
we're still friends, I just
That's awesome.
keep those. So,
I
yeah.
love it. So what if you could, because a lot of people ask me whenever I try to explain to them about you or Danielle and what you guys do, they're always like, well, what do they do? Like, what exactly is their job title? What would you say, like in layman's terms, is what you do, who you serve, and how you do it?
Funny enough, my husband's best friend says I make menus. That's how he tells people my job.
You make menus.
Because I made menus at the casino. That's how he described me. She's a menu maker. I would say we are the directors of chaos.
Okay, yeah. I like that.
You know, or the shit show, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was just like everything is chaos in marketing, just because it's just, you know, and trying to hone that together and keep these people, you know, in control, like not throwing stuff at the wall, you know, things like that. We're like, well, I want to sell those shoes today. Oh, 2 days later, nope, those one didn't really work. Well, no, we need to give it time to optimize. We need time to do this. We need the frequency, you know, those kind of things. So it's definitely, we are the managers of chaos.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Wow.
Yep.
God bless you people, because could never be, I'm a chaos. Oh, I'm running away. Like, you're running towards the fire. I'm running away from the fire.
Yeah. No, it's definitely, and I think that most people that succeed in that thrive off the chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then do you have a end goal in terms of how long you want to be? Are you just like, if as long as you enjoy it, you're going to keep doing it? Or do you feel like there might be a time where you're like, you know what, I'm done?
I'd love to be done in 10 years.
Okay, I like that.
I'd love to be able to retire at an age where I can enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, things might be a little bit longer now with this direction versus a corporate direction. But that's something I really want to be able to do, is enjoy time with my husband. He's 6 years older than me, and I want us to be able, I don't want us to be 80 and not be able to get on a plane because we can't walk very well. So, yeah. And I want to be able to, you know, take my kid places and travel more if he wants to go with us and stuff. I mean, he's experienced so much already at such a young age, and I love that I could do that for him.
That's amazing. I love that too. And you know what, kids, they remember, or at least I remember the trips. I don't remember what I got for Christmas. I remember going to Disney World when I was 7. I remember going to Colorado when I was 10. Those things that are core memories.
I try to tell him that now.
He'll get it one day.
He believes it somewhat, but then he's also like, yeah, but I want 8 gifts to open on Christmas, you know? And it's like, oh.
I promise you, when he is 25, he will not remember what you opened
on Christmas. I know, exactly.
You need to record him.
I said, I can barely remember what I bought you last year for Christmas.
I don't know what I ate for dinner last night. Like, we don't know.
Exactly. I told him it's like all of those things, or I picked Disneyland every single time as a kid, where I'm like, I didn't go to Mount Rushmore until I was 42 or something, or 40. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you got to go see that stuff at least once, right?
Right, definitely.
I mean, he got to go to Paris at 12. I went at 49, you know? It's like,
awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. That's encouraging. It's just, I mean, because that's all you want. It's just to give your kid a great life.
That culture, you know, and the experience. Yeah, exactly.
Have them see the world. And yeah, that's really fulfilling. What's the best part about being a mom?
The unconditional love.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
That's really sweet.
Hard times. There are some hard times. Yeah. But yes, I mean, it's just to see that you can help shape and form and help somebody succeed, I guess. Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a little time traveling. We're not going to go through all the decades, but we're going to go through 3 seasons of life. So the first, maybe that 17-year-old girl, if you could tell her something, what would you want to tell her?
Be aware of the people that are going to try to take advantage of you. Do not let them. Stand your ground.
Heck yeah. I like that. It's like if we all had that warning.
Yes.
That would have been great.
Be aware. Keep your eyes open.
Keep your eyes peeled for the
yes.
people who have that discernment.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find there was a time when you should have trusted your gut and you didn't? Or did you always kind of follow it?
Multiple times.
Okay. Women's intuition is real.
Yep.
It's real. All right, now present Kim. If you're looking in the mirror and you have a coffee date with yourself, what would you want to tell her?
Girl, you did it. You got through all those trials and tribulations, and you succeeded and did your goals, and now you get to pick your next adventure.
I love that. That's awesome. And then what would you want to tell older Kim?
Oh.
Maybe, I don't want to say deathbed Kim. That's a little dark. But, maybe rocking chair Kim.
Oh, gosh. The older Kim. I hope you got to do all the traveling you wanted. I hope you are still happy and you haven't killed your husband yet. And your child is happily just living his life.
I love it. That's awesome.
I just want him to be happy.
Yay. I love that.
And be an adult.
Yeah, being an adult.
That could take care of himself.
That's a big one. That's a big one. Yeah. on topic but off topic, but I watched this documentary last night, and man, there are some parents that, I try not to parent shame, but there are some parents that have no business having children.
No.
And that's what you want for your kid, to be self-sufficient, and, you know, they're still going to love you and want you, but they don't, quote, need you the way that maybe they once did.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the
If
goal.
they don't necessarily need me for everything, I've succeeded.
Yes, heck yeah. Okay, last question.
Okay.
When you leave this earth, what do you want to be remembered for? It can be multiple things, too. It doesn't just have to be
I
one.
want to be remembered as that kind, loving, loyal person, as a mother, as a wife, as a friend. I want people to feel I was a safe space and that they were somebody they could depend on. Yeah.
I love that. There's certain people in this world where this happens to me too, where people just come to you and then they dump stuff on you. And when you're younger, you're like, why are people doing this? And then you get older and you realize this is a gift that I've been given to help give wisdom. And it's a lot to carry.
Yeah,
it can be
a
a lot.
But I just, I don't need on my tomb, well, I'm going to be cremated, but I don't need like my wife, mother, friend. Like I want, she was kick-ass and sassy.
Right, like your character.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Yes. She wanted to have fun and make sure everybody was good and, that kind of stuff.
I love it. Well, thank you, Kim. I'm so glad you came here.
That was so fast.
I know. It flies by, truly.
Yes.
But is there any last words you want to say, just where people can find you or anything like that?
Sure.
Or what you're working on? Or, where people can find you?
So my website is the same as everything for my social handles. It's Kreative Insight Marketing, creative with a K. And then I've signed on 3 new clients in the last week, all in different avenues. So, hopefully it's just going to keep growing and learning so many new things. But reach out. Love to talk.
I love it. So, wait, hold on. I wanted to ask this, and we have time. Okay, 3 commandments of marketing in 2026, because it has changed over the past however many years. 3 things that if someone said, Kim, I need your help, what do I need to do? And I know it's broad. Every business is different, but just some evergreen.
Number 1,
advice.
Know your product and know what you want to sell. Know your vision. A lot of people will come to the table and be just, well, I've got this and I've got this, and they'll, maybe I want to do this. I'm not sure. Let's figure out your foundation first. Second, they have to be patient. Back to the whole, if you're selling something online, you cannot give it one day. You cannot give it one social post. You cannot give it a $5 ad budget. You've got to give, if you can't afford to promote what you want to try to sell, then we need to rethink things. And it needs time to optimize. It needs frequency. You don't see one billboard once and buy something. You probably see it at least 3 times before you go, oh, okay. And third, you need to make it an experience and personal. My favorite part is, like my example is like selling a car. You don't want to just be like, here's a purple Bronco. You want to show the Bronco can go 4-wheel driving. The Bronco can go see Zion with the top off and see the stars at night.
Right.
So sell that experience, not just, here's a hat.
Right. Know your product, but know the emotion behind the product and what it brings.
Exactly.
I like that. I love it. There you go, people. Take notes from the queen herself.
The sassy diva herself.
The sassy diva. Well, thank you so much, Kim. I'm so glad you were here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And I hope people can get some wisdom from this, whether they're in marketing or, again, just admiring your journey or knowing, doors can open and things can happen, and just do your best and, hit the ground running, and you never know what's going to happen in your life.
Exactly.
Saying yes to things.
There's nothing wrong with starting over if it doesn't work out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here and spending time with us today. If this episode meant something to you, I'd love for you to share it or send it to someone who needs it. And remember, you're always allowed to build a life you actually love. I'll see you in the next episode of the Good Work Club.